wanted to welcome you to my channel, Mom and for Jays. I'm going to go through a few items that you receive from the nurses right after giving vaginal birth to your baby. So it's a little bit new and a little bit shocking for new moms because some of the things are not as expected. And even for subsequent pregnancies like myself, when I had Jackson about 4 months ago, some of the things I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I got this and that. So I'm going to go through a few of them. So first I am going to show you the ginormous panty that they usually give you. So these hospital panties come in this pack. It's called maternity knit pants, and it's always a large / extra large, 1X. All right, so within that pack you will get 2 and they are fancy smancy. For some reason this time around I thought they were actually comfortable. After giving birth to my first baby, I hated them. I thought they were really uncomfortable. I guess when you have your second, everything goes through the door. So these were pretty comfortable for me this time around. And they are able to hold your overnight pads or something that the hospital also gives you, which I'm going to go through next. And by the way, they give you as many as you need because, you know, after giving a vaginal birth, you bleed a lot. So this definitely helps hold you together, and your tummy is really sensitive. You've just been through a whirlwind. Who knows how many hours of labor and delivery, and so this is really soft, and but it also secures everything it possibly can. So the next thing is the perennial cold pack. So this was actually my favorite because when I had Jacia, my epidural worked. It was somewhat of a smooth labor, and so I pushed for maybe 5 minutes and she was here. For Jackson, I was in labor for about 14 hours and it was a lot of pushing, and my epidural did not work even though it was administered. I believe it was administered in the wrong area, and so I definitely felt every single pain. I did not plan for natural labor, so this was different for me. So these cold packs was my life. And so I requested more and more every single day from my nurses, and it helped. So what you do, you will open the pack. Do you hear that? So when you open the pack, you fold it and then you wait for a pop. Look at pop. You shake it a little bit and then it becomes cold to the touch. So you would use the pants that they give you, the pants or the panty, or the one that you prefer, and you place it inside like this. And then you're able to be cooled in areas that needs to be cooled. So the next thing they gave me this time, I did not receive this the last time. They gave me the Dermoplast, and it's a first aid spray. It contains aloe and vitamin E, and it helps with pain relief, prevents infection, and it was pretty okay to use. It definitely helped. I used this on the first night. It helped. So it's an option for you. The other thing that was a dream come true were these witch hazel pads. They are amazing. Besides for having the cold pack, I would put these witch hazel pads on the cold pack, and that helped cool the vaginal area. But also, if during birth or even during pregnancy you develop hemorrhoids, these were magical and I love them. So they look like these. like little pads, and I placed a few along the cold pack and then place it within the pant or panty, almost like if you're just placing a pad. And they were great. They were wonderful. And again, I asked the nurse for a few more because it was, it really helped, and really helped me. So during postpartum, right after you have your baby, especially if you're breastfeeding, you have a lot of stomach pains. And this happens because your uterus is contracting, and it becomes worse with subsequent pregnancies. I did not notice, and I learned this along the way. When I had Jackson and I was breastfeeding him, I felt like I was still in labor. I couldn't understand it. It was so tough. The pain was intense. Even talking about it, like, gives me heebie-jeebies. It was intense pain, and I just felt the most vulnerable I can ever feel. So I was taking, in terms of medication, for me, I was taking, I think I was taking codeine, and because I'm allergic to ibuprofen, so I was taking codeine, and that helped, but it sort of nicked the pain. It really didn't get rid of the pain. I remember on my board that the nurses will come in and they had the smiley face or the sad face, and what level of pain are you? I would never go lower than a 7 or a 6. But these help. These are instant hot packs. So they give it to you in the hospital. And all of these that I'm talking about, I guess it depends on the hospital that you go to, but at the hospital where I delivered both my son and my daughter, these were given to me. So I really hope these are accessible to you too. The instant hot pack was my best friend, just to put on my tummy. So what you do, you basically squeeze in the middle and you wait until you hear a pop. And when you hear that pop, that's when it becomes hot, and then you can place it on your tummy. So that really helps with the uterus contractions, because it happens throughout the time for postpartum, but especially, as I said, while you're breastfeeding, it's intense. All right, and especially for subsequent pregnancies. The next thing that they gave me, but I don't have it, I tossed it because I thought it wasn't something to keep, was the squirty bottle. So there's the squirty bottle that they give you. So basically when you urinate, you can't wipe as you usually do. They're sensitive, it's been through a lot, you just birth an entire human being, and so instead of wiping, some of us had stitches and stuff, so you want to be really gentle in that area. So they give you the squirty bottle, you fill it with water, and when you urinate, that's how you basically clean off yourself. So you just squirt the water in your vaginal area. So that's that. And in terms of pads for when you're leaving the hospital, so I continued using the cold pack, because the cold pack is basically a pad. It absorbs the blood, but it's cold to the touch. So it definitely, cools the vaginal area. And it goes all the way to the back, so just in case you have hemorrhoids as well, as I mentioned earlier. But when you get home, one of the things that I purchased over the counter was Always Overnight. That was a really good one because you're bleeding so much, and I was told before my first pregnancy that you bleed for 9 days. And I don't know if I'm different, but I bled for way longer. So if the situation is the same with you, you can definitely use the Always Overnight pads. That worked with me. Keep monitoring. They tell you in the hospital all the time, keep monitoring how much you're bleeding. If it's excessive bleeding to the point where you feel that you're changing your pads way too often, then please notify someone. Wish you all the best with your birth and labor and delivery, and please comment below and let me know how everything went. Thank you.